الحمد لله الحمد لله الذي لم يتخذ ولدا ولم يكن له شريك في الملك ولم يكن له ولي من الظلم وكبره تكبيرا والصلاة والسلام على خاتم رسله وخيرة خلقه سيدنا محمد صلى الله عليه وسلم وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. أما بعد، قال الله تعالى في كتابه الكريم: ألف لام ذلك الكتاب لا ريب فيه هدى للمتقين الذين يؤمنون بالغيب ويقيمون الصلاة ومما رزقناهم ينفقون. صدق الله العظيم. Believing in the unseen. This is what I would like to talk about and tell you guys about one huge thing that we are missing today. Guys, photosynthesis. If you were not able to see photosynthesis, do you think you would believe in photosynthesis? Ask yourself. The answer is no. You would not believe in photosynthesis because photosynthesis is totally unseen. Likewise, if there was no technology to prove that you had a virus, would you believe that you had a virus? No, you would feel that you were totally healthy. Or if there was no type of technology to measure sound waves, would you believe in these sound waves? No, you would not believe in these sound waves. So these technologies justify and kind of take away some of the miracle of the unseen. Because no matter what anybody says, no matter what any fulan says, this doctor says, nobody knows how the night turns into the day. Nobody. Nobody sees it happening. Nobody knows how it's happening. There's no technology proving how it's happening. How are we going to know the world is moving? Can we see it? And this is where it's very important for us to understand how much power we have. And it's very, very little. Very, very little. When we submit, we give in to Islam, which is a religion of submission. Not a religion of do whatever you want. Not a religion of negotiate. Not a religion of complain. Not a religion of argue. It's a religion of سمعنا وأطعنا. It's a religion of قال رسول الله صلى الله عليه وسلم قال عز وجل. So once we submit, I had someone say that I can accept the whole Quran except Ayah 34 of Nisa. هذا كفر. I cannot reject one of Allah's ayahs in which He has made perfect. And this is a huge problem. But to move forward with this video, all these things you would not believe that you could if you couldn't have some technology to justify. Likewise, they've already proved the eye. The eye is one of the most advanced creations in the whole world, with over 2 million working parts. Everybody's worried about iPhone 15 and that being a new technology, but there is no greater technology, and we do not know how to use it. We do not know its settings. We do not know how to figure it out, especially today. We're living backwards. We're destroying our bodies. We're eating haram. We're doing all kinds of things that are detrimental to the body. We're seeing man in the worst shape, in the worst state, in the worst mental health he's ever been. SubhanAllah. This is the state of the Muslims today. But, inshallah, however, this is the state of how far we get thinking we know best. As technology is developing, we're seeing homosexuality on the rise. We're seeing children, 7, 8 years old, changing their reproductive organ. This is a crime. Whoever is doing these procedures and these type of things in this type of society, this is evil. This is su and fahsha and munkar, and this is corruption. The Muslim Ummah is weak today, unfortunately, and it's sad. We see very few people observing 5 prayers in the masjid. We see very few people keeping the hiyah. We see very few people practicing, practicing hard, practicing where you think about the ayahs like ayat al-taqwa. Ya, or ayat al-taqwa. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha. Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu taqullaha haqqa tuqatihi wa la tamutunna illa wa antum muslimun. In a state of full submission to Him, in a state of full fear of Him. Inshallah, that things will be lifted and this burden will get lighted. But I want to show you all these things. They've already proved the eye. That the eye it has a lot of lights and colors that our eye cannot see. And Allah is reversing that right to Allah. They've proven this, so that means there are things that we cannot see. Our eyes cannot pick up this light. The Quran has explained to us so many things about the ghaib. You know, alim al-ghaib wa shahada. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Alim al-ghaib wa shahadati ar-rahman ar-rahim. Al-malik al-quddus as-salam al-rahim al-aziz al-jabbar al-mutakabbir al-khaliq al-bari al-musawwir. Sadaqallahu al-azim. These are the attributes and the sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah is a very personal name. Allah is the popular name. In the religion of Isa alayhi salam, he spoke Aramaic and it was Ilah. And there was no J sound. Jesus, Isa. What does it sound like? Ilah and Isa. So it sounds like Isa and Allah. And Allah tells us in Surah Ali Imran, Alif Lam الله لا إله إلا هو الحي القيوم نزل عليك الكتاب بالحق مصدقا لما بين يديه وأنزل التوراة والإنجيل صدق الله العظيم. This is the final religion. The Quran has been sent as the Furqan, the criteria between and confirming the Torah and the Injil. Guys, there is one miracle that is too grand and it is fully unseen, and I want to talk about today, and it is the miracle of Zamzam water. One thing I want to start off with is my Shaykh. I'm not going to mention his name. He's not big on praise. He doesn't like me, or he doesn't like me fast. But it is the miracle of Zamzam, because there was two things that my Shaykh always did. And in the beginning, I was thinking it's kind of basic. It's kind of, why did he stick so hard on these kind of things? I felt it was kind of childish. I was in clear error of being arrogant. And there's another topic on arrogance I'd like to touch on with this, inshallah, because we all have days where we slip. But it was Durood Ibrahim. اللهم صل على سيدنا محمد وعلى آل سيدنا محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم. And it was Zamzam water. And why am I talking about Zamzam water? The reason I'm talking about Zamzam water, my Shaykh used to mention making lengthy du'as on it, reading Surah Ar-Rahman on it, blowing on it, doing those things. And he said, whatever you want this Zamzam to be, it can be. I was thinking, this guy's a little crazy. My dear respected brothers and sisters, after much research, after last night I read a lot of a book. And it is by a man named Dr. Emoto from Japan, who conducted experiments to prove the Quran false, that all snowflakes are different. There was no way, based on the knowledge he had of whatever he had, and he almost lost his mind and accused it of witchcraft when he found out Quran was talking haqq. In the same way, the Orientalists had a verb in Surah An-Naml, where Sulaiman alayhi salam had crushed an ant, and they had accused the Muslims of making a huge error, making a huge mistake. Come to find out, the exoskeleton of an ant is made of glass-like material. But to move forward, he ended up testing, and he thought this was the result of witchcraft with the jinn. So he met a Saudi student in Japan who gave him Zamzam. No matter what the man did, he could not crystallize the Zamzam water, even diluted by 1,000. This was something strange, something not normal, ever seen in any water ever. Inside his experiments, finally he's seen that if the student said Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, something happened to the water would change. And he got some tapes of Quran al-Azim and he started playing them, and he would see that the water would turn into 2 crystals. And then he asked the student, what's going on with this? Why is it 2 crystals? And he said, Zamzam. And quickly he found out that this wasn't any regular water. This was a healing water full of different attributes, different characteristics, different makeup. And he had an idea to put the 99 names of Allah to play behind the experiments. Every single sifat of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala produced a different crystal, beautiful crystal, large crystal. And at this point he knew that water was alive. Water had feelings. Water liked to listen. Water was observant. Water is fully alive and expresses emotions in its own way. It makes you think of Surah Surah Saf. Everything in the world is alive and praising Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Can these eyes perceive it? Can this mouth perceive it? Absolutely not, because our body has limitations. However, Allah is as He was and will be as He is. He is above location. He is above time, place, and all these matters that would limit His force. And everything is created in such a way that we will never be able to really fully understand it. But to go back on the Zamzam, he was saying that if you put one drop of Zamzam in gallons, hundreds of gallons, all of it turned to Zamzam. And then he started studying Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim on water, and how it would make regular, dirty, mucky water into the best drinking water. You know? Like, let me give you a better example of that. It would be like a tap water that was a little danky, but when they would say Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, all the negative things would either go to the bottom, or the water was transforming on Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, not on other words, not on Jesus Christ, not on all these things. And that's why Allah always says there's so many signs in the earth and the land. And we're coming around Mawlid season, as they say over here. Some people say Milad back home, Milad al-Nabi. And there's a very dangerous thing going on. You know, we have certain people who speak negatively on Abu Talib, the uncle of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. And I'm here today, and so many people come to the places, and we see him, and we do all the things to celebrate the birth of our Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, to be a part of his life, live the seerah, try to get an understanding. But Abu Talib, he was there. You understand me? He was there. Not only was he there, his four walls birthed Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Should we not have respect if the Rasul sallallahu alaihi wasallam had love for him? And if you think people, some have negative things to say about their grandfather, Abdul Muttalib. You know, Zamzam water, this magical water that was given to us, the Muslims. It was guided through Abdul Muttalib, where to dig, where to find it, all these things. And this water was chosen to be watched over by him. Allah inspired him via dreams. He did it for Allah. He used to call upon Allah. And things are confusing, and this is a political situation, but I just wanted to say that no matter what the stance is, who are we? We are low creatures compared to any of them. This is none of our business. If the Rasul had muhabbat for them, if he had love for them, how dare we speak against what the Rasul loved? How dare we think we know better than the Rasul? Astaghfirullah al-Azim. And, you know, as you're going to understand this unseen world, and things don't work as you really understand or perceive to understand, that if you believe in Allah Islam, you believe there's angels bringing down the good deeds, you believe that there's this going on and that going on, and there's jinn and all these kind of things. If you're accepting all of this, understand the miracle of the Zamzam water. Think about the situation where the Prophet ﷺ was a kid, and Jibreel came down and split his chest and washed his heart in a with a gold basin full of Zamzam water. What kind of water is this? What kind of special blessing is in this water? He mentioned, Dr. Emoto, that when you are saying things to this water, it would listen and create similar type energies or the cures to the diseases people were looking for. And today the problem is we don't believe in Zamzam water. We don't understand, we don't believe, we don't fill our bellies with it, we don't make dua on it, we don't blow on it, just like me. Being arrogant when my sheikh used to do all these things with Zamzam water, and today I understand. And when I mentioned Durud Ibrahim, just here in a huge dars, I said there's only one salawat that is kamila, that is perfect, that is the best one. It is Durud Ibrahim. So how do we inna Allaha wa malaikatahu yusalluna ala nabi ya ayyuhalladhina amanu sallu alayhi wa sallimu taslima. Use Durud Ibrahim. You don't be an arrogant jerk thinking you know best. You know, a lot of times when you think you know best, you cut yourself off. You've cut yourself off from khair, you've cut yourself off from goodness, you've cut yourself off from your family, you've cut yourself off from, you name it. Be humble, be correctable, be willing to settle, be willing to take your wrongs with your rights. And most of all, be God-fearing. Aim to be those hudallil muttaqeen. This Quran is hudallil muttaqeen, it's guidance for the believers. Do you accept this Quran? Do you accept this Zamzam? Do you accept this Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam? Do you? Because if you really do, you would ati'u Allah wa ati'u Rasul. Mawlid is coming up, and there's a lot of people who are preaching love and how much they love, and they're the biggest lovers, and you don't know how to love and have muhabbat for the Rasul, but they don't respect the Rasul, they don't respect Sharia, they don't respect any of it. Astaghfirullah. What kind of show is this? What kind of show is this? The Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam twice had his heart purified, and how often do we do tazkiyah, you know? How often do we try to purify ourselves? People don't know the rank of the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and wallahi wa billahi wa tallahi, I don't know the rank of the Rasul either, because he is the one. Muhammad khayri khalqillahi, Muhammad Sayyidina wa Mawlana Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wasallam. He is the one Allah vindicated in his speech in Surah Najm. He is the one Allah vindicated in his sight in Surah Najm. He is the one that Allah vindicated in his aql in Surah Najm. He is the one that Allah said is free from nafs. He is the one who doesn't speak from his whims. He is the purified one. He is the best of creation. He is khayri khalqillahi Muhammad bin Abdullah sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And Allah himself is sending praise on him 24/7. He sent guidance to mankind. You know, he was nice, he was kind, he was gentle, he was able to settle with, he was the best of humanity. خير خلق الله خاتم رسوله وخيرة خلقه سيدنا محمد أحمد الحشر نبي التوبة والرحمة والملحمة. Guys, this is no joke how grand the rank of Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is. If you look behind him, this grand mammoth masjid. It's his masjid that started as a small masjid, and today it's large. Millions fit here. And this is how Allah has honored the Rasul sallallahu alayhi wasallam in a time they thought technologies like this could never exist. So as we move on and we head towards Mecca, inshallah bi'iznillah, we will cover the miracles of Zamzam part 2, inshallah, with the story of Ismail alayhi salam, inshallah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.